Thank you very much, Trevor. Picks and bans in this game 3. Unicorns of Love kind of discovered or knew what worked in the second game, and they are sticking with it, and it's absolutely been the right way to go.
I think now, like, after I've had the chance to like think about their bans and picks, it seems like they are prioritizing Morgana simply because it's kind of decent into Maokai. I think if Gambit opt in to ban the Morgana, they're going to instantly prioritize the Maokai. And of course, Hylissang plays a phenomenal Morgana. We can obviously see it this game.
I don't know. Pick and ban is so weird right now, and they keep doing super late game scaling mids, and it's working. But with UOL's style, it doesn't seem like it should. Like, they're fighting at 16 minutes and they're like trying to dive stuff. Like, why do they keep picking these scaling mids, and like, how is it working out for them? So I'm really curious what Gambit would pick mid, at least, for that kind of thing.
Yeah, and for me as well, for a player like Power of Evil, who we know is mechanically very adept, I would love to see him on something like a Syndra or on an Ahri, instead of kind of taking the risk that you have to go late game.
Yeah.
But the rest of his team is just doing so much work. Let's actually get one of the replays up on the screen, where Unicorn of Love, you said, finally understands the comp that they're playing. If we get that up on the screen, you can talk us through it.
All right, so pretty much in this team fight, we can see that once again the Morgana is doing work. The Spellbinding, of course, is going to hit Diamond earlier, and the shield is doing work because Kickers didn't get caught. And we see in this team fight, Jinx is doing so much damage, Power of Evil in a great position, and Betsy had the opportunity to catch Power of Evil, but instead opted in to go for Kickers and Vici Chachi. And they're super tanky, as Ahri's not going to do anything to touch their HP at all, and we see them just cleaning up the fight with the Jinx.
Yeah, and I really liked how the engage went. Like, where they fought was basically Gambit had to run past that choke point and go into their jungle or back up. And if they back up, that's perfect ult for Sion. So it was literally the way they started that was Gambit has to fully dedicate or they lose. And Gambit kind of was like, oh, we just got like Morgana Black Shields, we should back off.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for Sion to come in.
Yeah.
And like just because the Maokai engage is so one-dimensional to get the direct side, the Morgana Black Shield kind of denies it completely. That's like the Morgana's strength.
We're jumping off the Maokai hype train in favor. Are you like completely saying, well, they should just keep going for this Morgana and Gambit has to ban it out? Are you off the train?
I don't know, man. Like, Maokai's still ridiculous. It's just, you have to start, Wing targets that aren't next to Morgana. Like, you saw Kiki's getting caught out a bit because, yeah, once Maokai gets on you and the Morgana's not there to stop it, it's like, yeah, Maokai will stay on you forever.
Yeah.
A second replay that I want to show is that not particularly the Unicorns of Love doing well, although they did, but Gambit getting a perfect engage and still not managing to win the fight.
Yeah, this is actually really good because both their tanks are like swarming their carries, and Power Reveal does 0 damage to the fight and just like insta pops. And at the same time, like, Gambit does a really good job of keeping their AD carry alive. I think the problem was Betsy here goes for Hylissang instead of backing up Pinoy. And so Pinoy's trying to get in there, trying to do damage, and Betsy just basically dies like trading with Morgana, which is just not very favorable. And this is where Pinoy kind of overextends a bit to catch the Jinx out to stop the resets. But I think all of that would have been avoided if they kind of did, double tanks over here, and then, kill the tanks and follow up.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are also, the last thing I want to touch on, we talked about the Kog a little bit as well, thinking about the perfect build for Kog'Maw. This game, for the record, it was Tyr, Luden's Echo into Rabadon's, but he fell out of mana a lot of times at the end of the game.
Like, I've been discussing with Prolly a lot about the build, and we feel that the death cap is unnecessary. You should go for probably the Athenes for mana. It would help a lot in some of these fights when they pick up an early kill, and also the fact that I think Kog'Maw should get these items that don't necessarily scale with each other, but for example, Liandry's Torment and Rylai's, they're super strong on Kog'Maw that has high base value damage.
And also, Luden's Echo is like, a pin item. It has 0.15 AP ratio, it's not very high, so the pin from Boots and pin from Haunting Guys would help his base damage on his R and the Luden's Echo. And I think that's Kog'Maw's strength, is his Luden's Echo proc on his R. So I think just, catering towards that would be a lot better.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on the build if Power of Evil decides to go for it again. But with these 3 games down, let's check in with you guys at home, because earlier we wanted to know which team do you think will best adapt their strategy to a best of 5 and why. And here's what you had to say. Your first tweet is from @KinkyTurtles. My favorite turtles. H2K will do the best at adapting to best of 5 series. SK will do the worst because they have not changed their play style yet. I'd like to throw that over to you because you did say that you thought SK would do very well in a best of 5.
I think like SK Gaming, simply because in Europe it doesn't seem like anyone has actually figured them out perfectly yet. Like we saw the last games they played in the split, they still looked really, really strong. And like ban and pick wise, I think they're still open like to play these new things that are coming like Cho'Gath, and I would expect them to play that.
I don't know if SK needs to really adapt. Like, sure, everyone knows what they're going to do. They're going to push all 3 lanes, and they're going to pick these 3 AD carries. But just because you know what they're going to do doesn't mean there's like a counter to it. They don't need to necessarily adapt if what they do is always working.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I brought up before is also, even if you have figured them out, you have to be pretty damn good to execute a strategy that will work against it. And I think that might be the problem as well. Our second tweet is from @ZunbunFanatic. They can play anything and everything and win the game. In the beginning of the split, we said, ooh, they're one-dimensional, but they are just so strong at what they do.
I think everything, I think, is kind of pushing it. Like, I can't imagine them playing Teemo randomly, but we see the trend in Fnatic's play is that Huni plays something that he can carry on, and when those bans come in, for example, Rumble, Lissandra, Hecarim has been the trend. When he's going to be put on a Maokai, I'm going to start questioning Fnatic's playstyle, because Maokai has been the trend lately.
And we also saw Fnatic go away from their team fight a couple times and do like a double AD comp, and actually struggled in all their times they played that. So I don't see them adapting that well. I think they have a style that works really good, but I'm not sure if it's going to work with every single comp they play.
And what's unfolding now, the Unicorns of Love are pretty good at best of series as well. We actually have one more tweet from Redo Focusuit 2. Be right back. I'm uninstalling my internet. I wonder what that is. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my
Well,
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love it.
Hold on. Where are they? Here we go. Here we go. This is just for you. Just for you. I will take it. It's Easter. Man, this is fun.
All right. Guys, any reaction?
Well, I'm gonna let you finish, but the other one had the best cosplay of all time.
Probably is just gonna nod. It's fun for him. In any case, looking fantastic, Trevor. And you guys at home, thank you as always for chiming in. Feel free to add to the conversation by keep tweeting at LL Esports. Use that hashtag LCS throughout today's game. We're going to take a short break and go on cooldown as the Unicorns of Love and Gambit Gaming gear up for Game 4. The Unicorns of Love could lock in their spot for the semifinal if they win the next game. So stick around and find out.
Yo, go full Pinoy, you got this, buddy.
Let's focus, guys.
Alright, let's win this game.
Just play our best.
We don't have
It's our first game.
Yep. Good luck, guys. Alex, Power, just talk your level 11 power spike through.
I got her. I got both.
Nice.
What's up, boys?
Chachi's onto Pinoy. Pinoy will be the next pick. No! The rocket misses! It doesn't connect. There's a double kill. Edward continues to chase as Pinoy is hammering through. He's got the Bloodthirster lifesteal, but he gets popped. Betsy has found Kickers. There's no smite. There's a Chachi's he gets a double kill with the unstoppable. The rest of Unicorns of Love take down the Nexus and go 2-1.